The TV documentary tells about a sensational event in the history of mankind. A foreign starship froze in the air over Johannesburg, forever changing the fate of the city and the entire planet. The whole world watched the unfolding events with bated breath. For 3 long months the ship hovered over the city, motionless and silent, like something unknown. People wondered what its cold metallic bowels concealed, afraid and at the same time eager to know the truth. Finally, after much debate, the government made a decision and opened the starship's airlocks. What they found inside was darker than the wildest assumptions. They find hundreds, thousands of emaciated beings, abandoned to their fate. Humanity, after much debate, decides to shelter the aliens. Thus begins a new, brutal reality. The aliens are relocated to a temporary camp on the outskirts of Johannesburg, turning them into slum dwellers trapped in cramped, overcrowded barracks. Gradually, tension between humans and aliens grows. The authorities introduce strict laws prohibiting the aliens from communicating with the locals, but the chaos can no longer be contained. A new threat emerges: African gangs who see the helpless creatures as a source of profit. They engage in dirty trade, smuggling and even believe that by eating the flesh of aliens, you can gain supernatural powers. Meanwhile, public opinion is divided. For some, the aliens are victims, unjustly driven to the reservation. For others, dirty parasites, devouring resources and destroying the city. They are contemptuously called shrimp. A large private corporation, MNU, makes a secret agreement with the government: destroy Area 9, clean up the area, relocate the aliens to a more isolated zone, and restore order. Wikus van der Merwe, an outwardly unremarkable man, is tasked with carrying out this plan. He is smart but not ambitious, soft-spoken but efficient. Wikus is a loving husband whose wife is the daughter of a high-ranking MNU commander. He was sure it was a blatant assignment, but strange things start happening from day one. Wikus is concerned about the soldiers' strange surplus of ammunition. Cubas is convinced that the only way to deal with the eviction is by force. However, Wikus is not satisfied with this prospect, and hopes to settle the matter diplomatically. But the reality turns out to be cruel. The fighters of his team act harshly and ruthlessly, which leads to numerous victims. Inspecting one of the settlements, he encounters the powerful African crime boss Obisanho, who profits from the aliens by selling them various necessities. As Wikus continues his work, the documentarians record testimony from children who claim that the aliens have weapons of incredible destructive power. These weapons seem to be the reason why such a large corporation is interested in the mission. Meanwhile, Obisanho and his gang stage a bloody showdown that further provokes the aliens. Wikus and Cubas end up in the ship's pilot's dwelling, where Cubas does not hesitate to kill one of them. Wikus manages to get inside. There he also finds a mysterious cylinder with a black liquid. Suddenly, the liquid is poured on his face. He panics and wipes it off, not realizing that this moment will be a turning point in his life. Back in the office, he feels ill. His body undergoes a strange change. Terrified, he rushes home, but faints at a party organized by his wife. At the hospital, the doctors are horrified to discover that his arm has begun to mutate, taking on the features of an alien form. Before he realizes the nightmarishness of what is happening, he is grabbed by the MNU men. They dress him in a special suit, put him to sleep, and then subject him to cruel experiments. The scientists extract a cylinder of liquid from his clothes and draw a frightening conclusion: alien DNA has taken over his body, turning him into something more than just a human. Shocked to the core, Wikus is horrified as his body becomes a battleground between human and alien. Wikus has no intention of becoming an experimental mouse, so he escapes from the MNU lab. He rushes through the night like a shadow, haunted by fear and despair. But his home is now occupied by MNU agents. Wikus has no choice but to return to District 9. There, amid rusted walls and despair, he spends the night dreaming of salvation. In the morning, he wakes up and walks into one of the shacks. Inside, amidst the chaos of wires and flashing screens, he sees Christopher, a mysterious alien. Stunned, Wikus realizes he is facing an alien leader who dreams of bringing freedom back to his people. Christopher offers Wikus a deal: he will give him a black liquid, and he will help him regain a human limb. To get the black liquid back, the two of them attack the lab. The MNU lab is filled with alien remains. After seeing all of this, Christopher is lost, but Wikus reminds him of their mission. Back at the cabin, a fierce fight breaks out between them. Wikus, gathering all his strength, starts the engine of the command module. But unfortunately, at that moment Obisanho's gang appears like a pack of hyenas and captures Wikus. Possessed by madness, Obisanho orders to cut off Wikus's hand, believing that if he eats Wikus's hand, it will give him strength. But at that moment, Christopher's son, being a young hero, takes control of the command module and uses a mechanical suit to save him. Wikus enters the suit, transforming into a machine of destruction. He fights on, destroying enemies until a sniper's bullet knocks him down. He realizes that Christopher no longer has a chance, and tells him to return to the ship's module. Christopher thanks him and promises that he will definitely come back to give Wikus his limbs back. The ship takes to the sky, leaving behind a destroyed city. Meanwhile, Wikus, wounded and exhausted, crawls away from the suit. Cubas wanted to shoot him, but the other remaining aliens prevented him from doing so. Months pass, and Wikus' story becomes legendary. His family and friends speak of him as a hero who disappeared into obscurity. Documentary filmmakers expose MNU crimes, and Wikus' wife holds a metal rose, a symbol of his love and sacrifice. She believes he is alive. In a dump in Johannesburg, amidst the rusty rubble, he sits holding a metal rose, now fully mutated. His eyes are full of hope, for even in chaos and destruction there is room for a miracle. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and give the channel a like. See you soon.